The final series of the night will conclude very shortly, if some people have something to say about it, as we have Bly and MaNa going up against one another for one last spot here in Group F in the round of 16. And here is our bracket.
Here is our bracket. It is 4GG who goes through in first place after that glorious winners match that we just saw. But it's now ready for the second game now. After, obviously, the other one being the first one. Next game.
Good logic. Good logic.
It's going to be Bly versus MaNa. So this is what Bly's wanted. After his loss versus 4GG, he said he wants the 2 Protoss players in a row, and hopefully 4GG would go through in first place. And Bly can get his first ever round of 16.
Yes.
Against MaNa, and they have played so much in the history of StarCraft. They've played 15 odd times. It's in favor to MaNa, 9 games to 6. But now, none of that really matters, to be fair. It's all about right now, this best of 3. Can MaNa deal with the aggressive nature from Bly, this tunneling roaches, the mutilous play, this base tradey situations that will definitely be forced in? MaNa will have a heads up and a bit of a clue from the games versus Bling, but he now needs to execute properly and know what he's dealing with and how to stop it.
Yeah, very coloured and decorated history, as you mentioned. King Sage on Station will be our first map between these two guys, and one of them is advancing on to the round of 16, regardless of how you look at it.
Yeah, for me, I look at it as MaNa shouldn't be losing in the round of 32.
Yes,
in
technically.
any tournament.
But this is a great opportunity for Bly to propel himself forward. So let's get into it. Game number 1 now. I really feel it's going to be a close one, as we have, spawning up to the top left-hand corner, it's our blue Protoss, representing Team Liquid. It is MaNa. And down to the bottom right, he is a tricky, tricky individual. It's our red Zerg, representing Team Acer. It's Bly.
The last time Bly in a Premier tournament got to the top 16 was the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice for Wings of Liberty in 2013.
Long time ago.
So in Heart of the Swarm, it's a very long time. It's January, February time that was. Super long time ago. Before that was the reign of Broodlord Infester towards the end of Wings of Liberty, where Bly was okay at doing so. He was quite good at that style, actually. He got to a DreamHack final. He got multiple top 16 finishes in many different tournaments. Sometimes missed the lacking final punch to be able to get to a final or a win. But MaNa, on the other side of things, has just been a good player throughout all of his career. I think 2013 was definitely the slowest of his career.
Yes, definitely.
Where he lacked a lot of results and wasn't performing as well. And he took a long time to switch properly into Heart of the Swarm. As weird as that may sound, he just didn't switch into it properly and very well. And took a little bit of adapting into it. But he is slowly rising back. You know, he got top 12 last season. Was 1 game away after losing to Golden from being top 8. He got top 8 at DreamHack Summer, you mentioned before, and top 16 at Valencia. So lots of good results across the board. But he is missing that final type of tournament result, which he's definitely had in the past.
And as always, our Protoss comes in, has a look around and sees that it is the hatchery after spawning pool. So MaNa here with his opener is just going to be a little bit wary, really, making sure that nothing too crazy is going on.
MaNa's played in 5 finals in StarCraft.
Yeah. Again, you know, he was one of the guys. He was one of the best non-Koreans in the world.
Yeah.
But as of late, that hasn't been the case. He's looking for that former glory.
Well, he's got to be careful if he's searching for that former glory against a person like Bly, because we already see 6 slings on the way. The greed is real here from MaNa, or the lack of safety, because he's gone for the faster nexus here with the gateway and skipping up on the cyber core, and he's skipping up on the mothership core, right?
Yeah.
So it's only going to be a single zealot. 6 slings do beat a single zealot. So where is that zealot going to be positioned? Does it get surrounded? And how many probes could die?
There are a lot of possibilities.
There's lots of questions I'm asking you.
Thank you very much. We'll answer them in a second, Sean.
And if this zealot gets surrounded, there are only 4 links, so it's not as bad.
Yeah, needs the extra 2 with him, but did push away the probe, actually, that was looking to spot the 3rd base. He did spot the drone going down there, so that's nice, but the Zerglings are going to try and wiggle on through. Second zealot was started during all of this because his Cybernetics core was so delayed.
But there's no mothership core, so there are opportunities to get probe kills.
Ooh.
1 down.
Good start. The 2 lings from the natural need to come along with this as well.
If he gets any more.
He could do if he had those 2 lings with him. It's very difficult for these weakened Zerglings in the main to really do a whole lot.
Okay, 2 lings died off now, so it's just these 4. Coming down for that weakened probe.
Yeah, that'd be a nice pickup.
Mothership Core, the savior of all.
Oh, and
Mothership Core. The Mothership Core failed her baby. Zzz.
All right.
Cheeky.
Cheeky.
Yeah, so 2 Zealots now going to bounce back on the other side. Try and do a bit of damage.
Has been spotted instantly.
Yeah.
But it's in the wall, so I mean, it was probably going to be spotted anyway by a few lings. That's 8 lings on the way. Okay, just push away the few Zealots because he has to.
2 Zealots here.
Yeah.
They get behind the mineral lines.
That's really annoying. Really annoying.
Good.
It's going to have to be up to the Queens to start poking away at them, but they also need to deal with that Mothership Core as well. And the creeps from between these 2 bases is now spreading. That's very important. And it's going to play Ring Around the Rosie here for a second against these Zealots if they want to pursue, but they're not going to.
This is just good play from MaNa. Forcing out these lings, then backing off again. There is sufficient defense.
Yep, very good.
Stalker's here, though. He might try to tackle a queen. No, he's going to go back.
Yeah.
Phoenix.
Ooh.
MaNa may be playing a Phoenix Colossus here. The first step of that is on the way. How fast does he get his Robo? We'll see. Does he want more gateways or Robo first?
10 more lings. What is he aiming to do with these? I mean, speed is nowhere near completion.
Well, look at the wall, maybe, of MaNa.
It's quite wide. It's not going to be too wide for long, though.
No. Now it's actually just a Zealot wide.
Phoenix will push this away, and he won't have a huge amount of intel from here on out. But seeing the Forge, you know, upgrades beyond the way, or even a cannon at the 3rd base once he tries to establish it.
Yeah, so he's hoping here that these links just don't get spotted here.
Yeah.
The Robo's pretty fast, by the way. It's Stargate, then Forge, then Robo, before extra gateways, so the robotic space is going to be really fast in this game.
And denying all these Overlords as well is going to mean that the Robo is going to get unscouted for ages.
Yeah.
Ooh, but Bly with the layer on the way, he could have an Overseer in there pretty quick to do some good scouting.
Yeah, but I think he might be just aiming towards his Roach style again, but...
Yeah.
I mean, he could go Hydraless here, saying he could go for a Hydra push, and he knows it's Stargate, and he doesn't know how fast that Robo is, because it could be gateways first, right? And his lings have been spotted, so that's kind of sad. And now MaNa knows he can't take that 3rd super fast here, so we should see a couple of gateways added on first to make sure he is safe. But the Robo timing is actually very important here.
Yeah.
If we're going to see a Hydra push, he'd be Hydra pushing into Colossus. Nope, no Hydra push, double Evo.
Ooh. Do you think he goes towards melee style? I mean, I say melee style, but he has so much gas. So the 4 gas is down. What do you think he's going to do? Do you think he goes melee style?
No, it's going to be Link style. Well, actually, how many gases does he have? 4. It's quite a lot.
Yeah.
Could be Ling Muta.
That's what I was thinking. Like, but anyway, he grabs himself another Overlord on this right-hand side on this base, and there is the Hydralist Den, but with melee upgrades.
Yeah.
I guess the Hydralist Den just to push away this Phoenix for now.
Yeah, you could definitely link Hydra push with this too. The problem is the Colossus is going to be out very fast, and this is the key to defending everything that Bly's going for.
All right, more Spore Crawlers being added on as well, just making sure that these Phoenix aren't going to do anything against his economy, because he's at 57 workers, he's doing all right for himself, wants to push that up further. He's spreading his creep spread over to the 4th base as well.
Yeah, I love how slow MaNa's taken his 3rd. He knew the threat of the Lings out there and isn't rushing it, and is really securing it without taking losses.
And without those Lings there now, I mean, there is actually nothing to pressure this, right? Yeah. Of course, there is Muscular Augments and Hydralisks as the follow-up, so it's a little bit of a, you know, that kind of tickle at that location that he could go for, but with the Colossus that's going to be out, it's going to be very difficult.
Ling Hydra is not the full game plan here of Bly, obviously. Could be... you know, to 2/2 Lings to pretty fast Ultralist here. Could be Ling Spire play, Ling Mutalist play, but by the looks of it, we may be seeing a Hive pretty fast in this game.
Yeah, and overall with the slow pace that MaNa adopted early on as well, with the Stargate opener too, it really causes Bly a little bit of problems. I mean, he's clearly seen the previous games and was like, all right, you were liking that Spire play? Well, I'm going to play Phoenix, shut that down, deny it from even happening, but now he has to figure out the alternate plan of Bly.
Yeah, and he doesn't quite know for sure yet. This could be 2/1/1 Hydras or 2/2 Hydras, doesn't really know. Very good play by MaNa, very solid. Phoenixes have done a lot for him. He's picked up a lot of kills already.
Resources lost, very much so in favor of MaNa here, as trying to spread out his creep still through the middle of this map is Bly, but he only has 10 Hydralisks.
Yeah.
Not really a whole lot to really do anything at that third. It doesn't look like he's even going to try.
Yeah, 2-2 on the way already. Hive should start pretty fast as well.
Needs to get that geared up and good to go. There's the Hive.
And that's going to be important for MaNa to see, because when he sees that immediately and he sees the 1-1 upgrades on the Lings, then he's going to be like, oh, okay. Okay, that's fine. I can deal with that. And then maybe start to get a timing around the Hive, an attack before the Hive is ready, or throw down a second robotics facility and start to look towards Archons and stuff like Immortal Archon.
Well,
but he doesn't know yet.
Yeah, he hasn't seen the Infestation Pit. He hasn't seen the Hive morphing in. This hallucinated Phoenix here, down to the bottom left-hand corner. I wonder what it's really going to see, because he needs to get good intel. It is heading towards the main eventually, so if it doesn't get shut down, he should be fine.
Phoenix just fly over that piece of ice to escape the Hydralisks, but still no info gathered here. He spots the 4th mining, but what is that for? Is he going to get in the main?
How much damage do you do, Queen? Not enough. Another Queen to intercept? No. Okay, so he sees the Hive.
What's the Hive? So what is reaction to seeing the Hive now? If he's been looking, he could find out that these Lings are 1-1.
Yeah.
But he's now got to deal with the rocks being destroyed, the debris.
Needs to have a little bit of a look around here.
No big reaction yet from MaNa.
Not too much. Extra few gateways, charge as well as zealots, but really nothing too drastic.
3 gateways, Colossus, Void Ray. Ultralis Cavern already down.
Ideally, he would need another Robo, maybe a lot of Immortals to come
but
out.
he may try to push before.
Yeah. Could be walking into a wall of scythes.
Well,
though.
if the Ultras get out, yeah, he is.
Oh, loses some Phoenix. It's a good pickup for these Hydras, and the Warp Prism has been spotted as well down to this bottom left-hand corner.
Spire coming in as well. Wouldn't be surprised to see that be a greater Spire in this game.
Yeah, actually, the Ultralisk Broodlord style of just hitting with everything he has in place right now is very, very powerful. 81 drones across these bases, and all the gas income hasn't really been hindered too much.
Well, Ultras are going to enter the game. He did not hit before the Ultras Cavern was ready. He didn't know exactly when the Ultras Cavern was going to be placed down or the Hive was going to finish. And these Lings are buying even more time.
Yeah, getting a few workers, getting some Stalkers. So not too bad. But now, MaNa has to somehow realize, well, those Lings were quite strong.
10 Ultralisks. Gonna crush this army.
Jeez. Saving up for this moment. I really love watching a strong melee upgraded style when it comes to Zergs. And if you can get away with it, if you can get to this point, it's very, very powerful. Luckily,
there is a Mothership core to recall, but what do you recall into? And the Ultras will only follow.
And they are quite fast. Bly's creep spread has been on point this game.
New Queen's being made as well, so you can transfuse his Ultralist to take the fight here. Immortal's being made, but double Stargate coming in. That will help. Void Rays are good in this scenario as well.
Yeah.
Not as good as extra Immortals, but yeah.
Link's trying to poke again at this natural.
And got Adrenal Glands this time as well.
Yeah. Oh, gonna go into the main. There's no static. Oh, there's 2 actually cannons there, so that was a good addition. And also does find the Warp Prism down to the bottom left. Sees Ultralisks though, all importantly, and even gets one with those Zealots. That's nice.
So we need to buy some time here for MaNa to get to 200 supply or close to it as possible. Is adding in more Void Rays.
He did see the Spire, and he added on extra Stargates, knowing that that could be a threat. But he's going for Void. Yeah, going for the Void Rays to begin with.
Void Rays can deal with both. It's just not as good with dealing with the Ultras, just because there's so many Queens and Hydra. Well, not really many Hydras left, but it's still 9. That's still a lot.
A lot of Queens.
All right, he needs to defend this now and not take damage. Must not lose anything on this third.
And now the area where he needs to defend has actually been a little bit breached. The Hydralisks need to be here, though, against the Void Rays, because he's going to lose those Ultralisks fast if he actually just sticks around for the fight. Where are the Hydras or the Queens?
Where are the Queens or the Hydras? Not together here.
Okay, so he's going to bring down the 30 regardless, because those 3 Ultras with some Zerglings have actually ripped it to bits.
And there's a lot of money here for Bly to mess around with.
Few transfuses, keep these Ultralisks alive, get themselves through 1 or 2 of the Immortals as well. So, all in all, he actually crippled a lot of MaNa's income there.
Yeah, there's a lot of Void Rays, and you can't really fight with Corruptors or Infestors. It has to be Hydras, so... And there's still 2 Colossus, so the Void Rays will work for now, but MaNa's lost a lot of his income.
Starts mixing in some Phoenix as well, knowing that there is always a potential for that Mutalisk switch up.
Yeah, it's not going to be helpful, though.
It's 58 Zerglings, 23 Hydralisks, and 2 Ultras.
Untouched economy by Bly, 5 bases.
Yeah. It's been pretty pristine, you're right. He got maybe a few workers down in the bottom left-hand corner, but that's about it. Not much.
I think this army might not be stopped, though. It's a beautiful mix of units here. Lings fully upgraded, pretty much. Ultralisk as well.
Fleet Beacon being added on.
Yeah, he thinks it's maybe Great Aspire now.
Yeah.
But, oh, it is a Great Aspire, but he's not using Broodlords.
Nope. I wonder how much Bly knew actually about that. Okay, so he doesn't about the full transition, but it's kind of selling a story right now that is working. Army supplies, 121 against 87.
Time for another attack here. Prevent the Protoss from mining money.
Yeah.
Prevents them from building an army. StarCraft 2 logic 101.
Nom nom nom. Get that third base down. Get this area in between the second and third base. Also very annoying.
Even a couple of Vipers in here too.
That's a lot of Void Rays.
Pull those
really needs to melt
Colossus
those.
out.
All right, so the Phoenix are going to die very fast. Void Rays have to back up. They're actually activated all the charges, so the Ultralisk will fall pretty quickly as well, but Hydralisk now barreling down, and they don't really have that many upgrades, so against these Void Rays, it will take a little bit longer for them to fully bring this army down, but if they're on top of them... Ooh. He didn't actually go to the third. He's just taking the straight-up engagement here.
Look at the supply difference, 170 to 90.
Yeah, the replenishment power behind all of this is very, very strong here for Bly. Still, look how much money he has! Storm isn't finished up just yet. Void Rays hold on because that's what Void Rays do.
Darth Nibble.
One more Ultralisk is going to fall, but he's going to get the third base again. There you go. GG.
GG Bly.
He is upsetting the group. That's what we always have here at WCS Europe, and now he's one game away from the round of 16 as MaNa was not able to deal with the power of the economy there behind Bly.
Just, you know, untouched Zerg, going straight up to Hive, straight to Ultralisks, then doing whatever he wants all game long, pretty much. The Phoenixes were the only thing that MaNa did aggressive, right? If I think. There's the only thing he did on the other side of the map. The rest was sitting back.
Yeah.
And he wasn't really molding his army properly to what was happening all the time. So, yeah. It's a difficult one, that one from MaNa. And he's definitely got to have a more hands-on approach now coming into this one. Cannot allow the freedom that he gave to Bly.
Nimbus will be our map. Right now, MaNa is staring down the barrel. He is the guy that a lot of people are looking at in this group, along with 4GG, to really advance on. But one game away against a guy like Bly, who is so strong in this matchup. This is his matchup. I keep saying it. You know, when it comes up against the Terrans, 4GG, no, that's not going to be doable. Not at all in his current form. But against the Protoss, this is Bly's window to get into the round of 16, and he's taking it so far.
Yeah, I wonder what he's going to do, though. I mean, MaNa, that is, does he just try to play more reactionary? Does he change his style up completely and move away from Stargate Colossus? Does he go now gateway-oriented and be a bit more just control-centric with his units? Does he go to all-ins here to try to end it fast? And, you know, whatever he chooses, I feel that the way that that played out, that Bly is going to be quite prepared for a different set of things. And remember that Bly played a style that he hasn't used yet today. And now he can go back to what gave him the victories versus Bling as well, which is the more roach-heavy style and the borrow movement. And so there is more options here for Bly as well, not just for MaNa.
Yeah, and with a game up here, you know, even if it doesn't work in that first game, then there's still switch-up potential available for Bly. Now, noticeably, Bly has actually just stepped away for a second. Because, again, you know, speaking to him before all of this, there have been. That's why we haven't seen much of him in 2014. There are these nerve issues. And he's one game away. So you can imagine at this point, he is feeling it a little bit, being one game away from the round of 16, because it's the first time he's actually going to breach that kind of barrier if he does get past it. And it's a very big thing for Bly. Because I think for Bly, if you really look at him and look at him on Team Acer, he's very overshadowed. Very overshadowed when it comes to the Scarlets of Acer, MMA, and previously Innovation. But yeah, Bly really wants to prove himself as part of Team Acer, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a series of tests still to go through, which he hasn't yet completed in Team Acer. That is the spinning double triple kick.
Right.
The jumping through fire, he hasn't completed that yet. Scarlet and Innovation MMA all pass his first time.
Yeah.
He's also got a... did you know they've all climbed Mount Everest?
Yeah?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Well, I never did that either.
No.
So once he does all these tasks, to max out at the 10-minute mark as a Zerg. He hasn't done that either.
He failed the Matrix jump when you have to jump over that building.
Yes.
He failed that the first time as well.
Luckily, there's an Acer net there.
There was.
To help him.
A beautifully branded Acer net. That was very helpful.
He failed that too.
Innovation actually didn't even need to do that one back when he was on Acer.
There's so many stupid things go through my head. I'm like, in the Matrix, when what was her name? Is it Trinity?
Trinity, yeah.
Jumps through and she goes for the window.
Oh,
and
the little spiral
I
thing.
was like, she attempted that, but hit the wall. So many stupid things in my head right now.
I'm imagining Bly's face just face planting the wall now. Oh, yeah. All right.
You'll get through these trials one day.
Yeah, he will. And this is one of them.
To beat MaNa in a best of 3 in WCS.
The other guys have probably done that.
Yes, they probably have. Definitely have. Nurture, Scarlet, Innovation, MMA. Definitely capable of doing so. And that's Bly's turn.
Yeah.
And this is the first out of the more difficult tasks that are ahead down the road. I'm trying my best to crack you again, but...
All right, let's get into it. Game number 2. Yes, game number 2. Let's go quickly as possible into this game
before James loses it.
As we have spotting up to the top left-hand corner. Quick, get the intros done. It is our blue Protoss. It is Liquid MaNa. And up to the top right-hand corner, one game away from the round of 16. It's our red Zerg. It's Acer Bly. Don't make this a thing. Don't you dare.
To see if I can crack James before the end of every show.
You could as well. You're a funny guy. God damn. All right. Breathe.
Okay. And there's just the silent guitar and the vision of Jim Raynor taking a sip on his whiskey as we look down onto this new map Nimbus that Jim Raynor doesn't even know exists.
You paint the picture so lovely.
I know, man. He'd be in his battleship right now as the observer, just looking down onto the field and sees the Protoss and the Zerg fighting over a bunch of resources.
He's like, fools.
You fools. He's like, we took over Overgrowth where the gold bases were. There are none on this map, you fools.
We have all the gold now.
Gateway opening from MaNa, and he's going to scout off that. And go to his opponent, who is going to open up hatch first here.
Going the right way as well. That's nice. And the Overlord for Bly, unfortunately, is initially going the wrong way. Second one will eventually get over there, but...
He'll know by the probe timing that where the probe came from, and he actually saw where it came from too. And he's already we should move his Overlords, to be honest.
Yeah.
Unless this was a crazy, really early probe scout that was looking to cannon rush or do something wild.
That would be very early.
Which was why I guess he hasn't changed his Overlord pattern from the bottom right, or movement, should I say. Nexus
is going to go down after that gateway. So once again, MaNa playing pretty greedy, but not as greedy as possible with something like a Nexus first. But, foregoing the Cybernetics core and gas. Yeah, I mean, he's also seen what his opponent's doing, so he's just throwing the Nexus down at a good speed to kind of keep his economy high. And then from there, I don't know where he'll really branch off to. I wonder if he does something like an Immortal all-in here. I mean, the second base or the main base of MaNa to the third of Bly is not very far away. It's something that MaNa's done a lot in his career, win or lose with. Yeah, he has liked it. So we'll see how aggressive Bly's creep spread is going to be, because in the last game it was really good, actually. I was very impressed by Bly's creep spread there. It's one of the best games I've seen in terms of his creep spread. So if he does something like this again on this map, I would thoroughly love it, because this map, if you can establish creep spread on it, I think it's very, very difficult for a Protoss to actually shut it down on all the angles that they need to. Yeah, if you get creep spread on that high ground in the middle, that middle base, it's very annoying for a Protoss. Yep. Yes, and it looks like MaNa has delayed this third from going down here with his probe and forced a couple of... well, actually, didn't slow it down that much, actually. It's just a little bit, but not much. You should throw it down anyway. Yeah, there's a few lings just going to jump on out here, trying to get on top of this probe. Yeah, usually Bly gets it before the second queen, but he's got the second queen this time. So a little bit of mixing and matching to start things off here for Bly, whilst having a little bit of a look in as well. And we'll send the Overlord to the top left-hand corner. But aside from that, I mean, he sees how much gas is coming in. He knows, like, eventually there will be a tech transition coming out. The probe does save itself, which is a good start. You annoying Zerglings. You annoying little guys.
Zealot is more than a match for these.
Yep, good control there by MaNa.
Stalker chosen first here by MaNa.
Ooh, okay.
If he wants to deny that Overlord that went to the top left, so he can choose something. It's going to be Twilight Council.
Well,
DTs?
maybe. It's right at the front as well.
Yeah, but the Mothership Core protects the front, the Stalker needs to protect the back.
Yeah.
So as much as he wants to kill the Lings, he actually has to come back for the Overlord, which does actually run away. This is good.
I was going to say, overall, I think it's very ambitious for an Overlord to just go in from that top left-hand corner all the way towards the ramp. I think that's very, very ambitious. So I don't think he'll ever even try. Like, he's going back in again, but I don't think he'll go all the way. Where are you, Stalker? Go and deny. Do your job.
Could be Blink as well. Yep. And this is something that Rain did earlier in GSL. It's like a Blink gateway attack here. And
it's going to be pretty close.
One more hit. Stopped.
Oh, very, very close.
And the Ling on the front didn't spot it either. Bly's got no idea. So it is going to be the same attack that Rain did earlier.
Yeah, that's a lot of gateways.
It's just a 2-base Blink all in.
Zergling's at the front.
And at this time, you don't know what it is. Is it DTs? So he's getting Spores? Stargate?
He has no clue. Absolutely no clue. 6 gateways worth
and this
of
is
power
on its way. It's on its way.
Very, very difficult to deal with this when you don't have full info, full intel as to what's going on. Roach Warren's on the way now. He's like, wait a minute, why are you moving out into the middle? And does he see that pylon? Well, he sees the pro, but yeah, he sees the pylon as well. So he knows exactly that there is going to be some aggression on the way.
Oh, it doesn't even get the Zealot. It's painful.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be difficult to stop here. 26 Lings. Is it going to be enough here? I think once the... I mean, compared to when it happened earlier, there was a beautiful position that was taken, but I don't think it's going to work out as well compared to that map, but still could work. Roach Warren on the way.
And it's difficult.
More Queens.
It's difficult to get to these pylons, actually, especially the one on the low ground. Ultimately, he has to run around so far and kind of almost sacrifice a defense at a point where he really wants to go. So he needs to deal with the pylons now if he's going to do it.
Yeah, the Stalker count cannot rise too much here to a critical count. Ling's coming from behind here. The problem pylon.
Oh, good surround, actually. Blink isn't done just yet. It's about to finish up in just a second. He needs to blink out of there. Absolutely. So important.
That was a good blink.
Phew.
28 more Lings, though. With the fast 3 hatcheries that Bly's got, it fuels so much extra lava compared to a regular build here.
And here comes the speed once again. Those Zerglings run in, get right out of that time warp, but that time warp's not going to be there for a whole lot longer. Very, very limited in its uses here. More Lings are on the way. No mining going on at this third base, but it's about the lava that's so important. Lings are trying to surround.
Yeah, Stalker count is rising fast, though.
Zealots mixed in.
Well, yeah.
I mean, he noticed that there was just no roaches with this army, so why not go for the Zealots here?
The pylon at the back. No, he's going to go for a surround.
All right.
And the pylon.
Trying to blink out of this is very difficult, actually, for MaNa. How many Lings are there actually left here? 23 Lings. Not that many Stalkers left, and the Queens have not died. The Queen defense has been holding up.
The Queen defense has been very good. This Transfuse is still available here, and MaNa's pushed back with the first wave here with 22 more Lings.
Yeah, if they come out with the Roaches as well, he has 3 Roaches, a few more on the way.
Is Bly going to do this?
He could. He could. He's getting Burrow, so if he does actually continue to hold off, then he's going to have a great follow-up, a great follow-through. Ooh. Zerglings, they need to get a good surround again. If they continue to just do well...
Core's gone.
Uh-oh. Extra warpins. 6 more Roaches.
It's getting a bit annoying now, but yeah, Roaches is going to be very good here. Clear the Zealots up.
He bought time for the Spine as well. That Spine helping out very, very soon is going to be great here if he keeps the Roaches alive. Still has Transfuse energy, doesn't transfuse the right Roach there. Transfuse is one that was a little bit higher on
a lot of
health.
Stalker damage.
Yeah, the Stalkers are very low, but somehow he just keeps on surviving with the Blink. Good, strong control here from MaNa, but how many more units do we have?
If he cracks that hatch, it's going to be nice. Nice control again by MaNa.
Yeah, trying to blink out of here as quickly as he possibly can. He's taking gases back home. He feels that, well, he might be able to break this location. He can almost certainly get that hatchery eventually, because the Lings just trickle on through. They're not really converging at the same time.
Yeah, good micro by MaNa, and he's definitely putting it in his favor now. He's going to get that hatchery.
Nice.
Good play there, and MaNa's broken this, and he's now no longer facing a straight elimination game because he's starting to win this one.
Yeah, and behind that, he can, I mean, he's going to look for more damage anyway because he has a lot of Blink Stalkers, but the transition is available, and it's going to be Immortals.
Finish him off with a good old classic.
Finish him. Whoop. Okay, so He really needs to retain every single unit here as this Bly now. Even the Queens. They need to be around to have transfuses later on. There's more Sprites going down, more Roaches, but I don't think he is fully aware of the follow-up. Did he see anything?
No, I don't think so.
No, he's just shy out of the way of the Robo facility.
Yeah, I don't think he knows it. And the gases were taken to start to build the sentry count up now, so he can go with a sentry attacking the Mortals. But well done by MaNa. Good micro under this kind of pressure of being eliminated.
Yeah, and those Lings being traded off as well. Bly needs every single unit he can get his hands on at this point. But also, MaNa is keeping an eye on this army, so he knows exactly how much he's going to be contending with. And he tries to go for the run by here, does Bly, but it's already walled off completely by the Robo facility.
This immortal push is going to be very deadly.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Very deadly. Lack of production, simple Ling Roach, not in high numbers. Protoss having more supply than you already is bad.
I mean, at this point, I feel as if Bly should probably even just go for a weird base trade. Dealing with this is so difficult. So difficult to the point where you gamble and just say, well, okay, let me try. But then the Lings are trying to chew down that wall. They do get some of the pylons, but he would need a whole army commitment to do that.
All right, 2 Immortals in now. They're going to be enough. Couple of Force Fields available as well. Time Warp almost ready.
Keep the transfuse. Oh, he could have transfused that spine. Didn't, though. The static defense is actually quite important here during all of this. Roaches trying to do what they can. Needs to transfuse spines. Does keep one alive. Does he have any more transfuses? Yes, he does, but doesn't continue that on. On top of the Immortals,
a lot of
almost.
Roaches, surprisingly, here. Very surprising for MaNa.
Mothership Core died. The Immortals were so close to the front, but they didn't get focused down exactly. Oh. Loses the Observer. He has Burrow, doesn't he? Didn't he get Burrow during all of this?
He still has it, yes.
One of the Immortals. Okay, that dies, but he loses a lot of Roaches in the process of trying to get right on top of that. And there's so many Blink Stalkers left over as well that this could just be
a lot more to come as well.
Yeah, there's reinforcing ones as well. Very, very hard now for Bly to hold on against this. The Transfuses and Roaches continue to pile on out, but with this many Blink Stalkers and the control there of MaNa,
yeah,
it's just too much.
I think with a hop, skip, and blink, he's going to go to victory here. He's going to take this map, and he will equalize this series up. And Bly almost, but not quite, which means we will see Game 3 here from the Team Liquid Polish Protoss. As he's just coming in and slaughtering everything here. Drones get pulled off the line, but not going to be too helpful here, unfortunately. And that's a nice pickup from MaNa.
Yeah, the Immortal dies at the front, but again, the Blink Stalkers just blinkety-blink away, as there is nothing left here for Bly. There you go, GG. MaNa ties up the series of 1-1, and one more game between these guys will determine who moves on to the round of 16.
Yeah, and who is eliminated from the WCS Premier League here. And this being the 3rd and final season of the year, this is the worst time to be eliminated.
Yeah.
And neither of these players really in contention for top 16 in the global rankings to potentially play at BlizzCon. But, this is the money. It jumps up almost double each round. It's an extra $1,000 if you move into the round of 16. You get to come to the studios and meet with all your buddies that you play StarCraft with here. And then, of course, battle to go further and further and just get, some good results to your belt, which both of these players are in desperate search of in recent times.
Yeah, they do want to prove themselves in the European scene, because more and more now, the European scene has become extremely competitive. It was very competitive before, but right now with the presence of the Koreans here, living in Europe very, very affluently, and the level that the Koreans have given to the European scene as well. I mean, we see people like Snoot and Bunny really pushing themselves on forwards, Well-Moved Vortex. So a lot of Europeans are rising in the ranks, and these guys don't want to be left behind.
And they do not. But a lot of people in recent times are being left behind. Other professional gamers are being left because everyone else is, rising up and moving past them now, unfortunately. Yeah. But these 2 players have been here from the very start of StarCraft 2 since 2010. MaNa played the beta the first day it came out, I think. Bly joined a little bit later on. I don't think he was one of the first people to get the game, but both obviously played from release. And it's, 4 years later now since both of these players have played StarCraft since the release of the game 4 years ago in August of 2010. And now we are in September 2014, and 4 years down, 4 years to go. Let's hope for both of these, but we'll see as we are getting ready for the next map. Who is moving on to the round of 16? Who's coming to Germany? Can Bly finally get a top 16 finish? What he's in desperate search of. Has never gotten one in a Premier tournament in Heart of the Swarm. Can this be his day? Will MaNa get back-to-back round of 16? We'll find out, I guess.
All right, let's get into it. Game number 3. Spawning down to the bottom left-hand corner, it's our red Protoss representing Team Liquid. It is MaNa. Tying it up with a very, very strong attack. And up to the top right, we have our blue Zerg representing Team Acer. It's Bly.
Bly. Cannon rush or not?
To cannon rush.
We've seen, to cannon rush or to not cannon rush is the question. It's just a pylon and a moving out, and yeah, he's not going to do it. You don't really move out with a probe this early, then to cannon rush. It slowed down a little bit if you wanted to go for the same forge timing. And Bly, every time this game, has actually chosen the spawning pool first as well, which I'm sure if MaNa had been looking, or just a single game he played on this earlier, should I say, he chose spawning pool first.
Yes, he did. This probie here was being a little bit sneaky in the middle. He actually poked towards this right-hand side and then went a different direction. So he's actually going to stick around down at the bottom, opts not to go into the main.
No hatch first for you.
Yeah.
No hatch first for you.
No. No. But Bly probably is not going to do that anyway. He's going for the spawning pool.
Yeah, 15 spawning pool.
Oh, MaNa. Well, he's like, well, the time has passed.
Yeah, and he goes in, we'll see that spawning pool down. And the drone is trying to run around.
I think he was scouting out proxy gates again.
Oh, okay. I thought he was maybe running around to try and get past the probe to put the nexus, the hatchery down.
That would have been nice too. Looping on around. He's like, what are you doing? But it's going to be nexus first from MaNa. Like that. Like that.
He needs to get his wall ready, as we definitely know that Bly is a player who likes to build 6 slings, and he actually hasn't built an overlord. Okay, there it is. I think I'm trying to get that hatchery, and he was like, all right, well, I'm not going to do it, so I'll build an overlord. He could still build 6 slings here to threaten the wall.
As Forge is being added on behind this for MaNa, so he wants to make sure he is truly sturdy. Doesn't want lings in his base.
No.
He's had enough of that from Nurtio in his career, and doesn't want to be gapping against another Ace Zerg.
Just 4 lings, though, unless we see another pair. Doesn't look like it. Just 2 drones. So 4 lings shouldn't really threaten anything here. There is a complete wall off. Probe can go in there, and you'll build a cannon shortly behind this now. But this is a map where, again, 2 base play could work from MaNa. And if you think about how Game 1 shaped up, played a long game and lost, played a shorter game, Game 2 and won. So does he, as simple as that may sound, choose a shorter game here to try and end it faster? Probe is spotted and will be probably chased shortly once this ling decides to not be lazy.
And there's even 2 other lings as well that were scouting around near the 3rd base just to make sure that nothing too crazy was going on there either. And he decided not to sandwich, so the probe will not die just yet. But behind all of this, it was just the triple hatch, and the probe even spots that. So good scouting intel for MaNa so far. Good stuff.
So Bly is going to play gasless, obviously, at this point. You want to be getting your gas just before the 6-minute mark here, which is the perfect time to start to prepare your defense against a potential attack, whether we see that or not. Overlord's getting into position as well for Bly to scout what MaNa could choose, as he knows that MaNa... Oh, she's not going to get that probe. Unfortunately, those lings sacrificed for no reason.
That was ambitious.
But yeah, Bly getting his Overlords in position just in case we were to see something a bit crazy.
I wonder how much he knows about this Overlord positioning between his bases, because that pylon down to the south of his main is a hotspot for something like tech, but it'll be instantly spotted. Look at that. Wait. He sees it. Look. He brings back the probe. No, he's going to stay there anyway. Ah.
He's like, I'll put this. I'll
Nope.
put it over there. And Bly is going to just move his Overlord to right and probably spot that quite easily.
Yeah.
He saw, well, I don't know if he's watching, but he saw that the probe was looking to throw something down there.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a shame, actually, there for MaNa overall. Like, he's damned if he did and he's damned if he don't, because he didn't have another pylon elsewhere to throw that down. So, I guess he could have put it near the wall, but then that Overlord at the wall would have spotted it.
And Bly goes in. I don't think he saw the probe dancing around by that pylon.
Yeah,
so he's going to go in and not really see this very easily. Maybe the other Overlord can spot it.
Yeah, it's on trajectory to spot.
Yeah.
So that's quite nice. Takes a bit of damage from the cannon.
Oracle not going to be as useful in this game now that this has been spotted, because it's that easy to build Spore Crawlers to help push this off. So Phoenix is the choice here by MaNa. And he's already started his Sentry production. So it looks like the same style from Game 1, which is just the Phoenix robotics facility, into the 3rd. And there is the Robo coming in. So perfect opening if we're comparing it to game number 1 here for MaNa?
I think he would have chosen a different... Oh, well, actually, no, it was always going to die anyway after he saw the Phoenix production, so it doesn't really matter at all.
Yeah.
As Bly now having to add on extra 3 Overlords to get himself out of this 2 Overlord deficit he's going to find himself in.
But he's... 6 Lings.
Ooh.
Is he going to build more?
Maybe he's covering the idea of like a pylons being somewhere on the map.
Maybe. I mean, there is a build where you can build a bunch of gateways and just attack from this too. So 6 Lings is safe. Then you'd imagine drones again.
Double evolution chamber.
Ling style.
Uh-oh.
Again. Oh, it could be Roach Hydra, but it's more than likely to be Ling style here. You don't need the armor as much with Roach Hydra. You just need the attack output. But Lings do benefit from that carapace more so. Because they are uptight, close, and melee units.
I guess the Lings are designed to kill a probe if it moves out to the 3rd fast, because right now that's where they're headed. And the Phoenix are trying to get themselves a drone or 2 in the main.
Evolution chambers are in a tricky position.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult.
Spots the layer. This looks for MaNa like it could be a Hydra push, could be Mulisk. Well, probably not Mulisk with Phoenix out, but more so Hydra push. Melee started. And Borrow. Where's the carapace? Is he tricking MaNa? Does he want MaNa to spot it, to think that it is going to be only Ling when it's actually going to be the Roach play again?
You need to have 2 of them whirring away. There we go. Okay,
carapace in.
And the Lings do not spot any probe near that. Wait a minute.
So we're going to see a very heavy layer game, basically, from Bly. The way to beat a heavy layer game is just ultra defense. Just super defensive, don't let any Ling run bys. Surrounds on the army, any kind of opportunity. So good sentry count, Colossus protected.
Because eventually you'll have just the right composition.
But right now, we have 4 Zealots with +1 and another 4, I guess, could be warped in.
Yeah.
And there are no units.
Yep, there's only a few Lings on the other side of the map trying to threaten, not really do a whole lot. And that's a lot of Zealots. He could get the layer.
He's going
for the layer. He actually picks up the Queen as well to help out in this assault. And uh-oh. Well, if he does lose the layer, he already has the Spire on the way.
Queens have transfuses.
They do. He's actually going for drones now.
He switches to the drones.
Yeah, realizing that there are too many Queens here to help out. That's quite the decision there.
Yeah, that was 1,400 minerals that, 1,400 hit points that were thrown into the layer.
Yeah.
15 drones though. Good start. Very good start there. And something which MaNa was Bly was not expecting to see in this game.
Going to boost into Colossi. Really wants those out very, very quickly here.
Yeah, he's going up to a lot of units here.
He hasn't made any
gateways.
probes after 46 either. Could he go?
I mean, he technically could, but it is very risky.
Yeah, very.
He could just go take a 3rd soon as well, but 4 Stalkers is aggression. You don't get 4 Stalkers to take your 3rd. This is overly safe.
And technically, with the Warp Prism as well, he could just use that as his reinforcement.
And Bly doesn't really know what's going on. He's like, wait a minute, this guy doesn't have a 3rd. I've got Borrow, I'll put a Ling there. Okay, where's his army?
Why was
Bly's looking around. He's like, why is there a wall off? Why? And then he's like, oh god, there the army is.
But why was he getting ventral sacks during all of this as well?
I don't understand ventral sacks. It could be just, I think it could be a mistake.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, it's the same hotkey as an Overlord on V, so sometimes you make that mistake. But this is a build from MaNa, which could give him the victory.
Those Corruptors need to do a lot of work. There are even Phoenix to help this out as well.
There's just no units here for Bly. 18 Lings and 2 Roaches.
No, there's just nothing. He's going to lose this base. There's no way he can hold this base. No way. He could even throw down force fields right now in between these 2 bases, catch some of the drones. Oh, they squeeze through just a little bit.
What was that force field?
Best force field ever.
That's awesome.
This base is gone. No way is he saving this base, but can he save the game? Because
there's going to be 8 Corruptors, but they won't bring the Colossus down fast enough with the Stalker support here. I think Bly's been caught with his pants down a little bit here. Not expecting this.
And if that is the case, then Bly's best hopes of, in the previous seasons, of going through to the round of 16 are absolutely in tatters. MaNa just hits this, as Bly was always looking for a 3rd base. Like, where is it, where is it, where is it, where is it? And never, ever, ever found it. Down to that 3rd location. Now he's doing a ton of damage. The Zealots are holding their own. The Corruptors aren't even getting on top of the Colossi, really.
No, the Colossus will live, and that is what wins the game.
Yeah, there's plenty more gateway units. The Phoenix, only the first one has died just now. He picks up the rest of this army.
Bly must be feeling gutted. He really wanted to play MaNa, and then this just got ripped out of his hand there from the Warp Prism drop in the main that slowed him down to this.
What a shame here for Bly, but MaNa, once again, pushing into the brink. Very, very good here for MaNa. really solidifying his spot in Europe, getting all the drones as well. They get completely fried up. And all those units being held back for the force fields. Perfect. Great execution here by MaNa.
Yeah, Bly was just not expecting this type of attack. And as we can see, he's down and under. 44 supply. And it is GG. And MaNa moves on to the round of 16 twice in a row now. It was his first Premier League last season. It's his second this time. Two-time round of 16.
Congratulations to MaNa. Very, very impressive stuff there at the end. Unfortunately, being faulted by 4GG in that winners match, so he doesn't exactly take the first place seed. But, of course, that was a bit of an odd series. It could have gone either way.
Yeah, it could have gone either way. And we can take a look at the bracket to confirm the results from today. We have 4GG in first place, MaNa in second. So despite the way that this group played out, it played out in the way that we originally suspected to have these two players go through.
The road was just quite bumpy along the road.
Bumpy.
Yeah. That's for sure.
4GG first, MaNa second.
All right. Well, that pretty much does it here for Group F's games in WCS Europe, a round of 32. Make sure to tune back in on Saturday, as we'll have another awesome group on the way for you.
2 Zergs and 2 friends. Golden, Inertio, Daishi, and Kras will be playing on Saturday. So tomorrow we have a break from WCS. But tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, it is Flash's day within GSL.
Oh, yeah.
So we've got to all watch that together. We can all watch it and hold hands and enjoy and hopefully see Flash go through. But there'll be GSL tomorrow and WCS back again on Saturday.
All right. So join us on Saturday. Same time, same place here at ESL Studios. It's bye for now.